So thank you to everybody for showing up today. This is really exciting because for a couple of reasons. One, Egypt is just one of those mysterious places that I can't imagine ever going to. At least I couldn't before, but now I can because of the person I'm going to introduce you to in a minute. It's very comforting to me to go someplace like that, just so far away, basically. Um, without really being familiar or comfortable necessarily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to a very special woman. We met at a retreat for retreat leaders at the end of last year in Teotihuacan, Mexico. And it was just such an amazing time, filled with amazing people on the trip. But Katya and I just kind of hit it off. I think we were the most going, I'd say, right? The
Yeah,
most outgoing, passionate.
flamboyant,
What's that? What did?
flamboyant.
Yes. Yeah.
Flamboyant.
Well, yeah. Okay, flamboyant. I'll take that. And we just hit it off. And after talking, we thought, gosh, wouldn't it be amazing if we just did a trip together? So it seems to be my theme right now is that I connect with really great women. You know, Demetra for my Greece trip, who's an archaeologist, and Kim for the Costa Rica trip, and now Katya for this trip. Katya has been leading groups to Egypt for 9 years, and she's really quite a fabulous person. So what I'm going to do, Katya, is I'm going to let you just kind of say a little bit more about your background and things. And then I do want to stop after you introduce yourself. And I have just a little poll that's like 5 questions that I want to have you answer, but we'll wait a few minutes in case any other people are coming. And I'm going to spotlight you and have you introduce yourself, my friend. Look at this beautiful, shining woman. Katya, did I embarrass you enough?
No. Well, we always had the floor, right? Dancing in in,
Yes.
in Mexico, so it's a lot of fun. Yeah, no, I'm a naturopathic physician and I'm also a spiritual teacher and a Sangoma, which is, I practice the traditional African um, spiritual practices and medicine. I'm from South Africa originally, and when I went into shamanism, I we have to do all our ancestral journeys and connect. And I deepened with a few lineages, but then the soul, every journey, what was coming through was the Egyptian lineage. So all my sacred tools that I was making, all the mantras, everything, the visions, the journeys was all Egypt in origin. So I was like, oh, I better check this out. So explore past lives and so on. That took me back to that and just a remembrance. And what I found being in clinical medicine, I practiced for 20 years. I had private practice. I had a health clinic, whole health center and a dispensary, and I was formulating products in New Jersey, actually, and then in Rhode Island. Now I'm in Bermuda. So I was practicing there, and I felt that I could only help a patient to a point. And they, like I can help them physically, emotionally, but then it's the deeper work. It's the deeper work that needs to be done. And, my teacher that was leading pilgrimages to Egypt for 30 years, I went with her on one, and she used to say, it is 20 years of therapy in 2 weeks. Because Egypt is, it's a very energetic place. So if you are into energy and spirituality and so forth, it is, it can really deepen because of all these portals and just, it takes you by surprise. Like every time I go to Egypt, even doing the same tour, if it's the same itinerary over, going to the same temples, it's different each time. So yeah, that's really I've coined it as pilgrimage medicine because I found that this is a modality, a health healing modality all on its own, because it just rips you open and you can just go so much deeper. And then it's about the container too, the container you're being held in, because it has an alchemy of itself. So all the women that's being attracted to go there together has an alchemy, each one serves a role, in what they bring and, the flavor they bring to the experience. And it's definitely embodied experience. And, that's just on the deeper layers. But then, I'm a very fun person. I put one of the Egyptian dresses on, like, we do belly dancing and we get dressed up and we go shopping for galabeas, which is these traditional long dresses that they wear. And, we immerse ourselves in the culture and just in the food and the people. It's really the soul of Egypt, the people that, the love of the people and the love of the land that, there's so much to experience there. Like, that's why I just keep returning. I want an excuse to keep returning because there's so much to explore there, rich in archaeology and mythology. I teach Egyptian mythology. I do in-depth psychology, so I do archetypal explorations and going deeper, with in all those aspects for those that want to. Other people just want to experience the surroundings and the beauty and the history. So it's really, you're going to have the experience you are calling in and what you set as your intention. So yeah, so that, I don't know if that, I can expand more about how I got into holistic medicine and things like that, but I'll leave it for there for now.
Okay, we'll take a pause for a second. Thank you. Thank you. That was a wonderful introduction. Okay, where's the gallery? Okay, I'm just gonna post up a brief poll here, if you wouldn't mind answering. You can see it, right?
Okay. Is this the first event with Lesbian
We
Getaways?
can hear you, Katya.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you want me to read it out loud?
No,
Oh, you want me to
don't answer it.
answer?
Don't answer it.
Okay, okay, okay.
Just sit tight quietly if you
Okay,
can. I don't know if it's possible.
okay, okay.
You guys are seeing it okay? Because I see that nobody has. Okay, there. Okay, I didn't see any answers yet.
I had nothing better to do tonight.
Thought I'd throw something funny in there.
And that's fine.
Oh, I got to send the link to somebody again here. Okay, 13. Okay. So 14 of 19. Okay, still going here. A few more.
You should put this on the page too when you post the link for the recording.
Oh, okay. I'll see if I can figure out how to do that. Okay. Got two more people. One more person. All right. Well, just in case somebody's driving or can't do it, I'm going to stop the poll and we'll share the results. All right. I like polls on here. So, okay. So is this your first event with Lesbian Getaways or So Many Women? So 13 out of 18. Yes, love that. Who has traveled with me before? 5 people. Awesome. And then what's your interest in being here tonight. So 3, I know I'm interested. 2, just wanted to see what I'm up to next. Uh, and 15, curious and might be interested. And 0, had nothing better to do tonight. It's good. So that means you'll all be paying attention. Okay. International travel experience. Okay, look at that. 3, haven't traveled much, and most everybody is a seasoned traveler. Okay, and then this is what we're particularly interested in, the interest level, because we're just putting together the specifics right now. And also, oh, I meant to put the length, the ideal length of time, which I didn't do. So, okay, so we can see interest in the Grand Egyptian Museum and pyramids, of course, Old Cairo, culture immersion. Perfect. Desert adventures. Okay. White Desert or Fayum? I don't know what Fayum is, so I don't know if I could have answered that. What is that, Fayum?
Fayum is also a desert. There's a few
Okay.
deserts around Egypt, yeah.
Okay. Desert experience, retreat. Okay. Okay, good. This is definitely an adventure group. Valley of the Whales. Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe
Okay.
people can put in their chat how long they would want to go away in the chat.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Because we're trying to, we can really vary this. So this is a brand new riverboat, brand new.
Mhm.
And, there's my sister Donna. Hi, Donna. There's different ways to do any trip, but this particular trip can be a riverboat mostly. So once you get your room on the riverboat, you're there. You move your stuff in and you're done. And then we do day trips from the riverboat. Um, and then there's also other ways, which is to take local domestic flights and fly from one area to another area and another area and to move around a little more. So that's what we're trying to see what most people are interested in, whether, what's important to you. So we're thinking like 7 or 8 days on the riverboat and then a 4-day extension in Cairo. So I'll have you talk more about that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so we want to kind of put this together. There's any number of ways, and Katya has done all kinds of every combination of trips, so she knows all the options. So we wanted, particularly for those of you that know you're interested, might be interested, know you're interested, whatever questions you have, um, you know, anything you want to share to help us kind of put together what we think would be the most optimal experience for this group. Okay, so we wrote out some questions here. Do you want to talk about how about Fritz sound healing and the experiences inside the pyramids? Because,
Yes.
in Mexico, we got to go in the pyramids, two
Yeah.
different pyramids, and it was wild to go inside those pyramids.
Yeah,
The
that's an
energy in one of
experience.
them was so palpable. So how
Yeah.
about that? Your experience with sound healing and how that relates to possibly the trip.
Well, this is like one of the sound bowls I travel with, and I have many different ones I travel with. So this is a solar plexus bowl, and it helps with your, just that sense of self-worth and feeling centered, and but it just allows you to drop in. It's force resonance, whole, we mostly made of water, and sound and that frequency and vibration travel through us, and all the temples and all these energetic portals, it has a frequency. And that of a higher vibration, we when we raise our vibration, nothing of a low vibration can stay with us. So even disease processes, Jody is also a physician like myself, so we know disease processes have it has a frequency attached to it. So even our thought patterns, and but that can't be sustained if we're vibrating on a higher level. So we always want to be increasing our vibration through positive thought, positive affirmations, the type of foods we eat, using sound frequencies. And when you go to these places, usually when I go to Egypt on photos, and when I go there, people say you look 10 years younger. You do. It's just the energy there. It's just It's amazing, like especially if you're near the pyramids. So we do a private visit in the pyramids, and it has like this humming, like this, like a humming sound. So a lot of times after such an immersive experience, people are like, oh wow, I'm still humming. It's like 2 months later and I'm still humming. But you have like this outer body experience. We do meditation in there, and it's otherworldly. So we alone there. We rent out. We basically book out for 2 hours the pyramid for just us.
You could say book out, or you could say bribe out.
No, this actually you pay the antiquities. There's other bribes
Oh,
happening, and they have a
okay. This isn't
formal
the bribe.
name. They have a
Okay.
formal. Well, I mean, I could go on and do more sound healing, but I'll talk about
Oh.
that now, seeing that we are on that topic. But I like to see everyone, so I'm just going to put it on gallery view. Um, yeah, so they call it bakshish. So it's a proper name, right? And the way we see it is like paying it forward, right? That this is bribe. I'm from Africa too, so I'm very common with bribing. That doesn't, in America, it happens in different forms. So,
It's
and
legal.
it's legal. It's legal. But here it's legal too, but it's sort of like people just don't, they just turn the other side. But in any case, it sort of affords you. So I work this into the price, the bribes, or the bakshish, which really pays people to live. Like it's something they live on. They depend on that. It's like tips. It's like a glorified tipping system, but just tipping more so that you could do what you want to do, for them to turn around. And if you want to spend more time somewhere alone, and you want to hum, or you want to ohm, or you want to do anything, they'll just allow you to do that. But for to go private, because now the pyramids is turning into Disneyland. It's really something. I haven't been back since they just started this now, where they opened, they don't have the camels anymore where they used to, and you now have to take a whole you truck there, and then you have to watch all these videos. It's becoming like Disneyland. So we bypass that because we don't want to have that experience. We want to have an ascension. We want to have an outer body experience. So we book it for 2 hours, and it's $4,000 to book it for 2 hours. And then for your group. So we divide, we work that into the pricing of the group. And then, but it's like nothing you've ever experienced in your life before, because we go in the middle of the night. It's either anywhere between 2 and 6 a.m. and we're there for 2 hours, and we go up. So we first go to the Queen's chamber and then to the King's chamber. So you ascend into the pyramid, and then it opens up once you're in the King's chamber, and there's a sarcophagus there, and then we do our meditation there. And it's really, yeah, it feels like time is collapsing, like time doesn't exist. You're definitely somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's something to experience. And you'll never have that experience if you just go on a normal tour to Egypt. You just never would have that. That's why I call it a pilgrimage rather than a tour, because it's really a pilgrimage. It's like you on a sojourn. So yeah, so what was, oh, sound healing. So the temple's actually Saqqara, which is the oldest temple, and this is out in the countryside. And I noticed most of you have mentioned you wanted to go into the countryside. So this is where they have all the the date trees. It's absolutely beautiful. And that's the step pyramid, the Djoser pyramid complex. So there's a few, and that's where they have the pyramid text as well. And that was an initiatory temple, and they actually have the sound niches there. So it's a sound healing temple. You have these niches that you can stand in, and it's actually polarizing and ionizing, and it's recalibrating your whole energetic body, and you feel it, and you can go and do some toning down these sound niches. And so it's very, very powerful sound healing temples. So these temples in the ancient times were built with frequency and energy and sound healing in mind. And the gift that I have, I didn't do it now, but I do vocal toning. So I have sound that drops in and I will use my voice. So when we in these high, in the sanctuary of the temple, tones and sounds will come in, and it's a frequency. It has an energetic tone to it, an essence to it, a healing vibration to it. So when I took a group of women, we went in 2022, we were 13 women, and we were on January the 1st, we were in Isis's temple in Aswan. And so Isis, and it's actually her birthday today. Today is the birthday of Isis, or Set. And, and she's sort of like, she's like the goddess mother, and she's also a healer and, a midwife, and she has so many archetypes that she fits into. But she was known also to heal grief. So we all went there, and we were around the high holies, and we were just holding space and meditating. And then I was like, anyone can, like, whatever comes through can share, so some people will be humming, or they'll have like something, a prayer they want to share, or just whatever they're seeing or experiencing. And then one of my pilgrims, she just started to wail, like cry, non-stop. Like it was, and it was just post-COVID. And so many of my tours had to be postponed because of COVID and all that stuff. And she's lost a lot of people. So there was just all this pinned up grief that she hasn't given sound to, or haven't given presence to, or it hasn't been held. But we were able to hold each other in that space and witness her and support her in that, and it just flow free. And this is what comes up, when I've taken men to Isis's temple, they start crying. Like it's like it's just this release of like everything you've held back on, and you just feel held. You feel held with compassion and love, and held in that beauty. It's a beautiful and highly divine feminine area. And you just feel it. You're surrounded by it. I mean, you can't deny it. You just settle in it, and you embody it. So yeah, so that's a little bit about the sounds.
Yeah, let me I want to say something, which is that it's very similar to the upcoming Greece trip, where there is the opportunity to go deeper if that's what you'd like to do. Because same thing with Dimitra in Greece, same thing with Katya. If you want to, you don't have to be a healer or somebody that's had all these spiritual experiences, but if you're curious, like, that might be really interesting to go in there and see if I can feel anything. What would happen if I'm in the dark in the center of a pyramid and close my eyes? So it's kind of a chance to explore and maybe perhaps have a new experience if you want to. And if that's not what you're into, there's other things you could be doing to walk around and look around or whatever you want. So this is, it's kind of
There's
the
lots of
extra
cats.
step. What's that?
There's lots of cats at Isis's temple. So if you're a cat person, you'll be
Lots of
totally
cats.
mesmerized by all the cats.
Yeah. And also, how about talk about the Egyptologist?
Okay, yeah. So we have an Egyptologist that comes. So I do more of the esoteric and mythology and kind of like the spiritual connotations, and then we have an Egyptologist that will be steeped in all the history, the dates and the anything you want to know about anything, the hieroglyphs, read the hieroglyphs, just explain all the different dynasties and all that. So that we have an Egyptologist coming with us and
On our trip. So we've kind of got we've got Katya to hold the spiritual, energetic, healing part. I like to think of myself as holding the interpersonal connections and holding the circle part, and the Egyptologist holding all the data, history, information. So,
Yes,
all
yes.
right. So, anything else you want to say about the Egyptologist?
Um, no, I mean, just like it will be at your beck and call, so you can basically ask any questions you want to ask anytime. And then
Okay.
as we walk through the temples, he'll be explaining, or she, I mean, I can again, if the group prefers a woman rather than a male, I
Yes.
can, yeah, I can
Yes to
have,
that.
yeah,
Why not?
yes, 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 yes.
But the most important thing is a kind and nice person. I'd rather, you
Yes,
know, right?
yes, kind of nice. And then, we also, a lot of them, obviously, most is Islamic. There's also a lot of Coptic Christians. So, that's the thing with Egypt. It has both Islam and Coptic Christianity, some Judaism too. So, you have 5 times a day the call to prayer. And, so they'll explain a little bit about that culture too, because it's so steeped in the traditions there. So, you can't help but not experience it.
I used to go on Sundays to the Center for Spiritual Living, and one year, each month, we focused on a different tradition. And
Oh,
so
that's beautiful.
one month we focused on Islam, and everybody got up and they showed us how to do it. And I actually did the prayer. It was pretty neat. I liked it.
And that's what we'll experience if we do the Cairo extension and we go to Old Cairo. You'll be experiencing the mosque and the Coptic churches, where Maria and Jesus hide away. And then also, so they have all that there together, and it's beautiful, beautiful buildings, and yeah. And just to hear that's a chant and a frequency in itself when they do the actual call to prayer.
Yes, they do that in Turkey too.
Mm-hmm.
So Judith just asked, she said, I'm Jewish, and I'm Jewish. Sue's Jewish. We'll probably have other Jewish people.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Karen.
What's up, Karen? Right. So, oh, and Michelle. Yes. So what's up with Jews in Egypt? Or
Well, they have
anybody in Egypt, really?
yeah.
Everybody.
Well, like I said, they have synagogues there too. So it's compared to the other Islamic countries, it is much more blended and accepted and welcomed there, because you have the Coptic Christians and you have the Jewish community there too. So it's much more blended, will I say. It's not something that, yeah. And they don't get involved with Israel and Gaza at the moment. I mean, they really trying politically to stay neutral
Neutral.
and
Yeah.
not get involved. And there's a lot of reasons for that. So they don't want to get involved with that, because then Egypt just have too much to lose to get involved. They want to
Right.
protect the history and not to get involved in wars and so forth. So
Yeah, they're trying to mediate in a way,
yeah, they're
right?
trying to mediate, but it's a
Yeah.
very safe. I mean, I was just there in May, and I was there, yeah, with many things happening, and it's I've always felt very safe there. So even in the Islamic culture, they really frown upon stealing or do bad against your brother. So it's something that they it's just against their religion, right? So yeah, how safe is a big group of, oh yeah, it's very safe, very safe. And they that's why you go with a reputable company, and we have to take everybody's passports, and it's registered, right? They know our full itinerary, where we at every given time, and so on. So they have security that checks in and so forth. So it's something that you are, yeah, they make sure you being kept safe. Yeah.
And so this new riverboat, so I learned a
Mm-hmm.
new word. Let me see if I say it right. Dahabea.
Dahabea, yes, yes.
Dahabea is
Dahabea.
brand new.
Yeah.
What? Right?
Yeah,
Say it
yeah, it's
again.
brand new.
Okay.
Dahabea, yeah,
Yeah.
Dahabea. And
Dahabea.
it's like a ancient sailboat. So it doesn't have an engine. In places where they go upstream on the Nile, you have to use a tugboat to actually push it. But otherwise, when there's a breeze, they open up the sails. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. What makes it so different from being on a cruise on the Nile? They have the big cruise liners, and they're nice. I've been on those. I've done a tour on those, but they they just it's like any other cruise. There's nothing special to it. This is like your own private boat, your own sanctuary. You literally like in the Nile. like you're not like high up here. You're like in the current of the Nile, and it's just such a peaceful experience. It's like it feels like you back in ancient times. It's really beautiful. And then it becomes like your family, your home for that time, you know, the staff, because for every person on the Habea, there is a staff member because they take care, they manned it. We have, like I said, a private chef and so forth. So yeah. And you know, there's a jacuzzi there, and
Oh
you know,
my God.
and then you just it goes so slow, and you just look out on the banks of the Nile, and we stop, we barbecue on the banks. You can go swim in the Nile. I always swim in the Nile. I'm a good swimmer. It has actually a strong current, but I'm always swimming in the Nile. I would love to skinny dip in the Nile, but you know, okay, Egypt's not the kind of place you'll be
No
doing that.
alligators? No alligators in the Nile?
No alligators, no. They used to have. Actually, one of the temples that we go to, Komombo, was dedicated. It's the only temple with two sanctuaries in it. It's both for Horus and for Sobek. Sobek is the crocodile god, and it was a revered god, you know, Sobek. But then once they put the Aswan dam in, it blocked the crocodiles from coming in, and actually blocked all that enrichment to the soil, because now the Nile wasn't flooding anymore. So, you know, it didn't have the, you know, the growth and the, you know, abundance and the fertility that the land had when we used to have the 3 seasons with inundation when the Nile used to flood. Yeah, so no crocodiles. But again, I'm from Africa, so we have crocodiles everywhere.
Yeah, we were just in Costa Rica too.
Yeah,
There's a big river. It was like,
yeah,
whoa. Um,
yeah.
so what else did well, we're gonna open it up to questions. So we're planning on getting the 22-person boat because I'm thinking that's the right amount. But if we don't have 22 people, we can get a smaller boat.
Yes.
But we're aiming for 22 people. I will tell you, it's not a cheap trip.
Mhm.
Sorry, it's just not. Because look at, just to get into the pyramids is $4,000. And the riverboat is so expensive. It's just expensive. So my apologies. It's just a trip that costs more than some of the other trips. But I didn't want to let that stop us. So I think it's kind of a once in a lifetime kind of thing, maybe. Not that we have to
Yeah.
limit anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So who has questions about Katya's experience, about the temples? Yes, Susan. Susan got some questions. Sue, unmute yourself, my friend.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
I was in Egypt years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I took the bus from Tel Aviv, and
Okay.
and it was magnificent. It was a land tour.
Mm.
But we went to Abu Simbel, as I
Yes.
recall, we had to fly there. Or
Mm.
is that one of the options to get to Abu Simbel?
I know we put that in there. That depends on how long we're going to make the trip, because I'm doing that on my next tour in February. Because it just makes it so much longer if you do the whole Nile. So usually, yes, to make it shorter, you would just fly there. We trying to, Jody and I'm trying to make it less flying and packing in and packing out and just keeping it. So Abu Simbel is something I don't often do. I offer it every now and then as part of the itinerary. Originally, we weren't, you know, I wasn't thinking of doing that here. Again, you know, if that was something, is that something you would want to visit again, Abu Simbel?
It wouldn't be a must for me, but it's
Yeah.
so spectacular.
It is spectacular. Yeah, it is. But you see, this is the thing, and this is what, you know, my teacher and, you know, some of the other older leaders, we used to joke in, is like, and every time we go on a pilgrimage, you know, we do one day and it feels like we were already there for a month, because so much happens on one day. And then you like, that one day was just so spectacular and so epic. And you're like, I mean, this almost feels like it's complete already, meaning like it already feels like I got my money's worth, because just that one day in that temple, and you keep thinking, oh, the other temple can't outdo this temple because it can't get any better than that. And then it gets even better, you know? So it's like this, like when people ask me, what is my, you know, what's my favorite temple? I'm like, it's hard to say, because each temple or each site like that has its own beauty and essence. So it really depends on what you want to experience or the flavor of the day, you know. So yeah.
Maybe
Which
we
temple?
could. Oh, go
Sorry.
ahead. Go ahead, Sue.
Which temple has the night experience? And then the other question is, can you fly
Mhm.
if Israel? I don't know if they still stamp passports anymore, or you need a visa to get to Egypt. But can you go travel from Israel to Egypt, or can you only travel from Egypt to Israel?
I need to check on that. I'm not sure actually, especially now with everything that's going on. I
I'm
would
looking now.
definitely. Okay. Thank you, Jody. Yeah. You do need so for Americans, so I had an issue actually with one of my trips a couple of years ago. They all of a sudden changed the rules for Canadians, and then they didn't need a visa, and then all of a sudden they needed a visa, and I had people traveling from Bermuda that's Canadian, and they could only go and get they had to go to the actual consulate in Canada to get it. But okay, I assume none of you are Canadian, so you're not going to have that. And now actually they can just go and get it at the airport. So most American citizens can pay $25. You bring $25 cash, and you know my representative would basically take your passport. You sit, you don't do anything, everything's taken care of for you. Go up and they'll just get the stamp, the permit, you know, the in your passport, and then you're all set.
Thank you.
I just looked it up.
And which
Sue?
pyramid is the 2-hour night experience?
That's in the Giza pyramids. So
Giza?
yeah, the Grand
'Cause-
Pyramid, the Grand
Because you know,
Pyramid.
I remember climbing up that.
Cheops.
I remember climbing up that, and all there was
Yeah.
at the top was a open sarcophagus, and I even stood at the bottom and told other people not to do it.
But actually that is the space, but because you went there just and was met with an empty space. When you go there and it's at nighttime and you're with a group of people and you're actually able to really tune into what this is about, you know, they found, I don't know if you've seen all that information that they found, you know, there's water aqueducts underneath the pyramids, right? It's a accelerator. It charges you up with energy. It's not a tune. That's why there's an open sarcophagus there. It's for activating you, not for, you know, it's not a tune.
But
There's
is it
no
still
hieroglyphs.
a long walk with a rope at the end? You know, it's so steep. I used to remember it was
It
very
is
difficult.
steep. It is steep. No, it is steep. And I've had women, so I had one woman turn 70 on my tour. So I've had women of all different kind with knee issues, you know, things like that. The only thing is it is steep and it is confined in certain areas. And, you know, you just have to, if you want to do it, really pace yourself and just, you know, I do calls beforehand and support you physically as well. You know, again, I'm a naturopathic doctor, so you know how to prepare, because you know you're going to be eating and be exposed. Most people get the Egyptian tummy as well, so you know how to prepare your system, because it's a shock to the system when you go there. It's like it's a whole different climate environment. But not just that, people think, oh, it's just physically, but it's actually energetically. So it's how to do energetic hygiene and how to allow the energy to move through you and actually help you and facilitate healing, and instead of it, you know, being dissonance to you, you know. Yeah.
Thank you.
So also, I just looked up, it said there are restrictions. There are more limited flights with limited people, but yes, there are flights from Israel to Cairo,
Okay.
to Egypt.
Okay.
The other thing, based on my years, I used to be a chiropractor, and based on my years, there are some formulas that I have
Mhm.
used for many years and sold to many people, and without fail, they work. One of them is for jet
Yes.
lag.
Yeah.
And one of them is for any belly, Bali belly,
Yeah.
Mexico belly. So I'm sure Egypt belly.
Egypt belly.
And
Egypt
you take
belly.
it
Yeah.
before you eat,
Yeah.
and it just works.
Yeah.
So you should keep that in mind also, Katya, because maybe your
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
want to get some of that.
Yeah,
It
I'll
works.
I'll hear what formulas you. I normally
Yeah.
ask for formula. I mean, I normally tell what formulas to take or dispense or send people
Yeah.
things
They'll just send you
and how
what
to
they are.
prepare. Yes,
Yeah.
and how to prepare. You know, there's things you should eat and not eat when you get there, and
Yeah.
you know, there's just certain things you should do that's pragmatic to avoid the Egyptian tummy
Yes. Good.
as well.
Okay.
Yes,
Donna,
and I
you have some questions? Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Did I interrupt you?
No, I see there's some text, but because I'm on my phone now, it's harder.
Oh,
So
okay.
just let me know if there's other things that, you know, Pepto, I actually prefer charcoal to Pepto. So activated charcoal is better than Pepto. But, you know, if you used to Pepto, then, you know, but activated charcoal is really good for binding the stomach and clearing out toxins. Never had it. It's much healthier.
So Patty's asking, how safe is it for a big group of women traveling without male escorts?
Well, so we are, you know, we're not gonna not have male escorts. We are gonna have one or two male escorts because you can't go in Egypt, like the drivers are not a female. So there is gonna be one or two. We just won't have the Egyptian, and you want that. You want that because you know they hassle you, you know, men you know, when you go to certain places, they're the ones that intercede, you know, and kind of hold people off that they don't hassle you, you know. So you do want a couple. You usually it's the driver and the security, because certain places we go to, we have to have you know, they just assign you the antiquities and tourism assign you or require you. And so if we go to Dendara and Abydos, Abydos is Osiris's temple, Dendara is Hathor's temple. And this is out in the desert area. So you drive far away and you kind of like off the beaten path. So for that, they require a security with you, and they male.
Okay.
So
Great.
and you're going to experience the male energy, and it is intense there. So it is intense, especially in Cairo. So again, this is something that the deeper layers of work comes into if you want to go there, right? Because like Abydos, certain places, you know, there's men with guns there, right? Like the security at temples have, you know, this is how they are, and they can be a little abrupt energetically. So again, this is our world. This is what we meet. Egypt is a mirror of that. So it's an opportunity for you to experience it in a different way when you're being brought to that edge where you can respond in a different way, or where it doesn't, you know, you don't embody it in the same way. You can process it or come from a different narrative around that, where you can just hold it differently. And
that's when it's nice to be in a group and to be with
yes,
someone that has been going there and spent a lot of time there, who knows
yeah,
how to kind of work with that.
yeah, and you know, and the thing is, the men, you know, and they're gonna be, the men love Western women. The Egyptian men, they very charming, you know, very
So do we.
charming. Yes, they're very charming. Yeah, so do you. No, I know. But they're gonna be, you know, they're gonna. But this is the Egyptian culture. They're very charming people. They're very familiar. They invite you into their home, and they will take their shirts off their back, and you know, will invite you to eat and drink with them. And they're just very inclusive, you know, very beautiful, warm, friendly, open people.
So let me get to a few of these.
Yes,
Oh,
questions. Yeah, I
okay.
saw.
Any issues? So any issues with shorts or gender neutral attire? Maybe you could just give an overview of what you had mentioned to me about
Yeah, you can have
what to wear.
you can have shorts. You can have gender neutral attire. I mean, you know, if you actually look at Islamic women, they pretty much dress gender neutral because they don't want to attract people to their looks and their physique and things like that. The main thing is to dress, you know, just, you know, where you're not attracting people to your body, right? Like you're not showing skin, you know, you're not showing, you know, you're just modestly dress. You know, you don't have to wrap your head. You can if you want to, but you're not showing cleavage and you're not having shorts, really short shorts and things like that. Although a lot of tourists do that, there's a lot of that, but then you get a lot of attention. So if you don't want to attract attention, then the dress code is, and to be respectful, it's modest, you know, modest. And when you go into a temple, well, really a mosque, you need to be covered up then when you go into a mosque.
Yeah, that's the same as the Vatican
And
the mosques in Turkey. Is the food vegan friendly like the Mediterranean?
It can be. So we do a check and again, we have a private chef that cooks everything fresh every day. So, you know, we will cater to your needs. You know, if you're vegan or have any food allergies, we request all that information ahead of time.
Okay, and then it says, will we go to places to see the essence of the gods and goddesses?
Yes, everywhere.
So that's kind of one of the foundational things we're doing, right?
Yes, that is. Yeah. And it's how you relate to it. It's not like you know, you're going to learn about it and you're going to see how the stories relate to other traditions and other spiritual lineages, you know, religious lineages. But, you know, you're going to have your own takeaway from having that touch point and that experience.
Um, so a couple people have asked about, is it safe to be a lesbian there?
So, I mean, again, Egypt is a place where you don't show affection, not even with a man. Like you can't, a man and a woman can't even book, like you can book in with another woman into a hotel, but if you're a man and a woman, you can't book into a hotel together unless you're married. So, yeah, it's like it's not a place where you're going to show affection outwardly. So you're not going to like show physical affection outside, you know, when you're out and about and walking about. So that's just, but that's either way, like regardless of what sex orientation you have, you know, that's just how the culture is there. It's very reserved for that.
Okay. And do they speak English or is it
Yes.
only in Arabic?
No,
Yes?
no. They speak English. They speak
Oh, they
English.
do.
Yeah. Oh, they speak. I mean, the
I
best in
didn't know that.
languages. No, they speaking. A lot of people speak English. Not everyone fluently, but most people speak English. I mean, they speak like usually a lot of languages. Some of them speak a few languages, 4 or 5 languages. So yeah, that's very, yeah. So cost range, we were saying between $7,000 and $9,000 for 2 weeks. That will be for 2 weeks, all inclusive. So we just wrapping up that. It depends on the length and how many people. We just wanted to get a feel into the amount of people and exactly what most people wanted, and then we're just gonna wrap up the plus a. Yeah, you would need to do, because everybody's flying from different places. Yeah, so we want to keep it in total from depending from where you fly, so it, you know, below 10,000. So that's the aim. It's hard to do that, but that's the aim for a 2-week trip. That all inclusive, it gets challenging, but yeah. So, and this includes all your entrance tickets, everything, all the cultural experiences, everything you're going to be experiencing. No, we have well, some is going to be on the boat, some of the meals are going to be on the boat, and others are going to be out. So there is, well, So again, this is more double occupancy, but you can request to do solo occupancy. Okay, how many meals are prepared by our so sorry, I can't read the whole. Do you want to read, Jody, the next questions we have?
Yeah, I was kind of up a little higher trying to get caught up with some of the previous ones. So let me read the ones higher and then I'll scroll down.
Sure.
My wife and I are US citizens, but we now live in Portugal. How difficult will it be for us to get visas? So do we get visas? Do we need visas?
Yeah, just well, like I said on there, because you're American, so on there doesn't matter where you live or where you're flying from. You just show you're American. I have American and a South African passport, so I signed. I don't pay for my South African passport because it's an African passport. But then if I use my American passport, I pay $25. But that's at the airport, and again, our meet and greet, the person that will meet you there will take your passport and the 25 cash, and then we'll organize that for you. You don't have to do anything.
Okay.
Mhm.
And let's see. How can we be on the Nile, or is it better to be careful as, oops, sorry, I just have this little tiny section that where I can read. Let's see. How can we be on the Nile, or is it better to be careful and not as out? I'm thinking we answered that question already about being lesbians, I think, thinking.
Yeah, and
Well,
payment installments is possible. Yeah.
okay,
Sorry.
what would the weather be like in May?
Oh, May will be very hot. But it's dry heat. Well, you all from California, so or most of you, so you're used to it. It's dry heat. It's gonna be 80s, well, no, not 80s. It's gonna be like, well, if we go to Aswan, Cairo will be a little cooler, but Aswan's gonna be like 100, close to the 100. But it's dry heat, so it's cool in the temples, it's cool in the shade. It's just when we walk outside, it's hot. But when you're on the boat, there's a bit of a breeze. So yeah.
I have got all kinds of heat tolerance methods for my trips because sometimes Greece gets pretty hot too.
Yes.
So I have
yes.
systems for you.
Okay, that's good.
So payment installments possible, absolutely.
Yes.
On the payment portal, I'll break it into payments anyway, but what I'm doing right now for somebody who just registered for Greece for next year is I said, name your payment and we can do like a forced savings plan for you. And so she's paying $500 a month and we're just putting it into her account to make small payments for like a year. So I'll set up any payment plan you want. And just all you have to consider is the final cancellation date, like to make sure you're in before the cancellation date, which, we've still got some time here.
Yeah, we usually, well, for us it's 2 months before. So I said May, March, like middle March. We're gonna have to just be paid up by middle March.
So
Okay, and it says what?
Is May one of the cooler times?
No, it's hot. It's just before there's summer. They're full on summer. So
oh, it's a spring then.
Yeah, late spring. So it's hot already. Yeah, it's like California. It will be California May.
Judith just asked what money
or California summer. Yeah.
What money is used and how does it compare with the dollar?
So it's Egyptian pounds, and at the moment it's like 30 Egyptian pounds to $1.
Okay.
Yes, that is a wide range. Now we'll farm it up. We'll this was just an initial touch point just to get to see the level of interest, but it seems like, I mean, you guys have all stayed on the call, so it seems like there's a quite an interest here. So we'll shape it up in the next week or so and get it all on the page.
Yeah. Does the riverboat move to a new port each day?
Not each day, because usually when we're in Luxor, it's it's docked there because there's a few places to to go in Luxor, but yes, it kind of like slowly moves, and we stop and we go to different temples and so on. So yeah, it docks, not always at a port. It's sometimes just dock on the side or on a river bank, you know, like just by the side of the, you know, it's not like a formal port in certain areas, but not everywhere.
You know, I'm wondering if it's possible that
Mm-hmm.
because we were talking about doing a 4-day Cairo extension,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering if we did the Cairo first
Yeah,
and then did the riverboat, and then if anybody wanted to carry on to go someplace else
we could
to
do that too.
or
Like
whatever,
that, well,
then
or
you could.
if you want to do the cruise, I mean the desert as well. You could do the desert. You should do before, and then Cairo after, because the desert is just getting hotter, right? So, if anyone wanted to do the desert,
Right, so maybe we could think about that, how if
yes,
people wanted to extend the trip, because it's a
yeah,
long ways to get over there.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, if people have, I mean, it seems like this is, you know, some people like a lot of my clients can't take that long off. They really prefer the shorter ones just
yeah,
because of, you know, time away from family and stuff.
right.
How much more for the extension in Cairo? Well, we'll have to, would the Cairo experience be inclusive? Oh, that will be, yeah, well, we're going to be working that out separately.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
like to always add separate prices for add-ons, and the
yeah,
reason is just because if you can't do the add-on, we don't want you to pay for the add-on
yeah,
if you can't do it. Um, I'm gonna show um Patty's asking to see photos. We do have a little
yeah,
video. Let me
yeah.
play the
Little
video. It's just
video,
a
and
moment.
then you can also play that YouTube, because I'm not on my computer now. That YouTube
Well, let me
of
put
the
the links
Nile.
instead because it's a little slow, and maybe I'll put the
Okay,
links and then people can click on them and open the windows for
okay.
themselves.
Well,
Um,
show that video. Show that
yeah,
little short one,
let me show this.
because that just gives a little feel.
Yeah, here,
And
let me
then
just hide my meeting
just a
controls.
real.
Uh, okay.
And then
And
if you want to do the Nile, I think you should do the Nile.
okay, you can see it now, right? Can everybody see it? Can you see the video?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So there's that.
Mhm.
And then,
To the Nile video, the
okay,
YouTube clip.
all right.
I have a YouTube channel, so a lot of my classes and a video on each temple is on there. And I actually do, it's my own soundtrack, sound healing track. So it's my own voice and instrumentation that I used as the channel sound for each temple. For those
Okay.
people that are into that kind of woo-woo stuff.
So this is 4 minutes.
Okay, people want to see that?
I'm
Or do you
thinking,
want to see the pleasure temple? The pleasure temple.
I'm thinking
Dindara.
before we watch these,
Okay.
since I left.
Both. Oh, both. Sandy says both.
Okay, so I'm thinking let's finish answering questions in
Okay.
case people need to go.
Go.
And then the
Okay.
people
Yeah.
that want to see them will stay on.
Stay. Okay.
So the links will be in the recording. Yes.
So,
Does everybody let me post the link to my newsletter because the newsletter had her YouTube links, her YouTube channel had a bunch of stuff in it. So let me post that so
yeah.
you can make sure and have that. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
that's my newsletter that I just sent out a few days ago. And you will get on the mailing list by registering for this. You're on the mailing list. So if you don't want to be, you can unsubscribe. Any other questions at all while we're all here? The 4-day extension, what would that look like? I made that question up. I didn't. What would
What
we
would
do
that
in
look
4
like?
days in Cairo?
Or definitely the old Cairo. And we would go to Saqqara. So we would go there to Dashur, which is the Bend and the Red Pyramids. So there's more pyramids to see.
Mhm.
And you would do the market, you know, the Cairo market, the
Is that like a
Kalkaliki.
Grand Bazaar kind
It's
of?
like a grand bazaar.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love those.
it's a lot of fun. You can actually eat quail. It's very, very, it's like a local dish with a stuffed quail with like rice and herbs.
Awesome.
So that's like a traditional local dish. And then yeah, it's I'm trying to think what else we'll do there. We could do the you know, going to the Pharaonic village, but then the main thing is the Grand Egyptian Museum. They were going to open it right now. It would hopefully it's open next year. They postponed the grand opening so many times. Aspects of it's already open, but which is amazing. But it was going to open now in July, but then because of all the political, all kinds of stuff, they decided not to do it right now. So, but I assume come May that will be open. I mean, you would need a week just for that because it is grand. I mean, it's like it's quite going to be quite an experience. So
Any other questions?
I saw in the chat there was something else. Can eat. I don't know.
Oh, okay, Sandy. Yeah, we covered that. Absolutely. Vegetarian, vegan.
Yeah,
Yes.
vegetarian, vegan. Yes, yes. Oh, they have amazing the aubergine, the eggplant. You know, yeah, and lentils. Yeah, they do amazing vegetarian type food.
So
All inclusive, including alcohol on the riverboat.
Well, so okay, so this is now the thing, right? Because it's a Muslim country, so it's not really alcohol friendly. I mean, if you go to some of the main cosmopolitan type of hotels, the brand name hotels, you can get alcohol there, but generally, yeah, we have to get like I know what we've done before with there's very few people that want to drink during that time because it's something that just culturally is not, you know, but in any case that can be arranged, but usually that's
Is it called contraband, Katya?
yes, it's contraband that can be arranged. We've arranged it before on trips, but
Bring
yeah,
some wine on the riverboat or something.
yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's tequila for the person inquiring here.
Yeah, okay.
Not just any tequila. It's got to
Yeah.
be very expensive, very high level tasting tequila.
Okay, well,
Question.
yes.
I have a
There's some
question.
sure, yeah.
Okay, so there is some concern about the heat.
Okay.
Is there a reason we go in May when it is very hot? Is there another time to go that maybe it's not so hot?
There is other times to go. I know that Jody and I just because I'm already doing two other trips next year. I'm doing one in February and I'm doing one in October. So this was kind of like just when we were discussing when it will fit both our schedules, it was that. And actually the benefit of May, the benefit is it's like the winding down of the high season. So the great thing is you entering into a slower season, which for traveling, which means there's less people less people than the high season. I mean, it's still very busy, but it makes it for a better experience because it's not so busy. Otherwise, it's like buses and buses of Chinese and things like that. So it's actually, I prefer going. I mean, I've only been end of August. I've never been in July and August. I wouldn't go then because it's too hot. I know some people go then, but it's too hot. June, July, August. So May is kind of like the edge of it, you know, where just before it gets too hot.
Okay, and you said you've been like several times? I mean, you've led groups several times,
Oh
Several
no, many
times.
times. No, for
Many
More than
years,
years.
7
9 years. 9 years.
Yeah.
9 years of tours. Okay. And,
Yeah.
And I've,
when
you know,
will
done
the,
a few May. Mhm.
when do you think you'll be able to post a more detailed itinerary?
So we just said, you know, within the next week or so,
Okay,
we'll
okay.
post that. Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. I'll just firm it up with all my handlers over there and the tour operator.
Okay, and one
Just
more
want
question.
Mhm.
Oh, do you have any photos of the boat and
Yeah.
the cabins?
Yes. You have it
Yeah.
there on your WhatsApp that I've shared with you? Do you want to
Okay.
show that now, or can you show that?
Yeah. Yes, I think I saved all of those photos. Let's see. Photos of Egypt. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I do. I actually have them right here. Huh.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
get
Good.
organized
Good.
sometimes. I surprise myself. But,
I have
all right.
a question about
Sure.
gratuities.
Mm-hmm.
Is that also lumped into the price for the staffing of the boat, et cetera? For the
So that we normally take it $250 in cash, just that we divide for everyone gratuities across the board for 2 weeks. But the bakshish is worked in. So the bakshish is the bribe money.
So you're saying to bring 250, or we add it to the price and we do the tips?
We
or-
can do that too. We can just add it to the price and then we'll do the tipping. But you know, it is nice. It is nice when people do their own tips at the end too for the, you know, if they
Yeah,
had a
that's a
personal
gift.
experience with the archaeologist, I mean with the Egyptologist.
Is there a window
Okay.
over your pictures, or am I the only one that sees the black?
Yeah, it looks like it's like you have
Oh.
a
Oh, okay. Okay, so it wasn't, let's see. How about this? Got it? Do you see the camel?
Yes.
Yes.
See a pyramid. Sort of, but not. Oh, you're seeing the floating meeting controls. How about now?
I see
What do you see?
the
A
camel.
camel.
Okay, ready? Here we go.
Yeah, so that's one of the cabins on the boat.
Okay, let me make sure.
Soul of the Nile. That's kind of like the area we'll sit inside when we, you know, just chat, and because it has an
Group area.
inside cabin and outside.
It's like the group area.
The group area, yeah, this is inside, but they have a huge deck at the, yeah, that's what the boats look like
Oh, look at that deck.
outside. Yeah, so that whole top deck is like that, and that's around. So when I went to see this specific boat because like it was just built, in May. So this is like the artwork inside.
Oh, wow.
They have
Look at
this
this.
beautiful artwork,
I
yeah.
can't believe that.
Yeah, this is on a boat. This is not like, yeah.
Whoa.
That's the
the hot tub?
jacuzzi. That's the
Oh,
jacuzzi.
yeah. Maybe
yeah,
we
it's
need it
big.
to be a cold pool, not a hot
Yeah,
pool.
no, we'll ask them to. They'll just, and it has filtered water. We'll ask them to have it cold. That's the hallway, yeah. So that's what so docks along there. That's in Siwa. That was with that ball.
And you
That's at the
have,
Isis temple. Mhm.
you have like queen beds for couples?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you have a single room?
There is a single room, and then you know there's also single beds that can be pushed together.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's the pyramids there in the back.
That's such a great picture of you. I love that picture. Went out on my newsletter.
Thank you. Oh, I can't wait. Thank you, Sandy.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, and you can drop the link for the, or if you, oh yeah, we're going to show it now for people that want to see it. If there's no more questions.
Is the water potable on the trip? On the boat? On the boat?
Is the water, say again?
Drinkable.
Potable,
Drinkable.
drinkable.
Oh yeah, no. You getting, and this is supplied to you. You don't have to buy it, but bottled water is supplied to you throughout.
And you know, that's whenever I traveled in third world countries, I only eat cooked food because if
Yes,
the
me
veg,
too.
yeah, the
Yeah.
vegetables are washed,
Yes.
then forget it.
And
Even
don't
goaties.
do ice. Yeah, one of my assistants came and she was drinking wine and she was having ice. And this was at the Mena House because we always used to stay at the Mena House. It's such a beautiful facility. Oh, I love it. It's a Marriott by the pyramids, but they charge now. They put their prices up between $600 and $900 a night. It's ridiculous. But I found now a beautiful new location there that I absolutely love. That's even closer to the pyramids. That's more of like a retreat experience. It's more just private. It's not like a you know like a Marriott, you know. So even though that Marriott has a lot of old culture to it, it's like the old Cataract in Aswan. So it has a lot of So here's got his own main YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm putting lots of links here, and you can go
Okay.
to the Egypt. If you go to the Egypt page on Lesbian Getaways, I'll put all these links
This
and all
thing.
these resources
Okay,
as
good,
well.
good. Thank you. Yeah,
Um,
you can follow me and
so
message
so
me.
what do you think about what was our date? Like May
Answers.
10th? I mean, do you think a couple weeks earlier would make a difference? It seems like ideally we're weighing crowds versus
Yeah.
weather, right?
Yeah, I mean, but you know, the thing is, so I went at the end of May, right? Just before June. And if I had gone 2 weeks earlier, it was like in Celsius 15, 20 degrees hotter than
Ouch.
when I went later. So
It's
you don't know when you're
is
going to
what
be
it is.
hit with a heat wave. What I will say is it doesn't necessarily going to make a difference whether you go a couple of weeks early or a couple of weeks later. It really depends on whether they have a heat wave going on,
You know,
and you
and
don't know that. And
let me just share something that I figured out in Greece because we were in Athens area. It was 100. We had somebody that was very sensitive to heat that was kind of stressing about it, and we got her happy. So this is
yeah,
what we did. Okay.
yes.
She brought a couple cooling towels. You get them
Mhm.
wet, you shake them out, they're ice cold and they stay ice cold. And as soon as they start to dry, you either shake them and as soon as they get warm, you shake them and they get cold again, or you just spray them, or you
Yeah.
rinse them in the bathroom or wherever you are and get them cold again. I have one that has a hood on it and it goes across my shoulders. So I even sometimes wear that and I put a hat on it.
But
Oh, wow.
you don't want to be like that while you're like touring, you know, the villages, do you?
It's
All
like a
wet.
no, I can show you what it looks like. It's not like a wet t-shirt. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll get it. It's like a hood with a thing across your shoulders.
Okay.
So, and also what we do, which works really well, is you bring a hat. Hats hold 20% of your heat in, 20% of your body heat. So get something that has, that's airy on top or visors or
Yeah.
whatever. But if you have a hat and then I take my Turkish towel, which is very thin, and it's the perfect thing to travel everywhere in the world because you can sit on it, you can dry yourself off. And what we do is we put it over the hats. It looks crazy, but it gives you shade. Everywhere you go, you are always in the shade, always. So that, and then also I'm giving as gifts on the Greece trip, little spray bottles with a fan on the end, and put water in it and a fan, and you spray and use the fan. Patty, because I use it for pickleball all the time. I can play pickleball in the middle of the hottest day because I have my systems that work pretty well. So we can talk about all that stuff. It does make a difference. The cooling towels are really pretty amazing.
And actually, they drink hot tea to cool themselves down.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no, traditionally, and they wear the long cotton robes, the galabeas, is to keep you cool. So actually, that's how they dress, and they drink hot drinks to cool their body. It's the homeopathic principle, like yours like. So
That's interesting.
yeah.
All right, should I play the 4-minute video? Does
Yes,
anybody
yes.
have any other questions before I play it? Anybody? Sue, Patty?
Yeah, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Which one you're gonna play? The
You
the
wanted
Pleasure
to do
Temple or
you wanted to do the,
Nile? The Nile.
yeah,
The
you
Nile.
wanted to do, that's what you
Yeah.
wanted to do. So
Okay.
that's what I'm,
We could do both if people want to stay on.
okay. So let's see, I just had the Nile here. Okay, let me share, and please make sure that, okay, let me hide my,
It's a little esoteric.
yeah, so this is about, this was made for one of your spiritual
Yeah.
retreats, right?
Yes, it
So
is. Yeah.
it doesn't mean that this exact thing is what we'll be doing, but we're just
Mhm.
giving you a taste. Can you see and hear it?
Yes.
Okay, and this is you singing, right?
Yes, that's my voice and sound instruments, and that's going up the. We can do a hot air balloon ride too.
I will print out a couple of tours for us to look at in Athens.
Oh, Sue, hang
Or-
on, okay? Sue, hang on. Sue, I don't know if you meant. Okay, so, any questions, comments? Pretty cool, huh? Okay, anything else that you want to say, Katya? My friend, I'm so excited to do this with you.
Well,
Oh
do you want
my
to
gosh.
show? Do you want to show the pleasure temple? So this is where when I take women to this temple, they have orgasms.
Really? Really? Okay.
Dendara, Horse Temple. Yeah,
Did you send me that?
I sent it to you. Yeah, that was the other
Oh,
video.
the love, ecstasy, and seduction?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 4 minutes. Let's do it. Now you got my curiosity going.
Good night. Good night. Those that's dropping off.
Okay. You singing, Katya?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Wow.
Channeling.
Love it. Wow.
Yeah, when we walk out of that temple, people are like, "What are you on?" You know, it's like we just were laughing and we were just like so like ecstatic, you know.
Wow. Such beautiful singing. Oh my God. Love it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Welcome, Barbara and other partner, perhaps, wife, perhaps. Good to see you. I've not met you before. Um, and thank you all for being here. It was pretty fun. If you have any
Thank you,
questions, you
Judy.
know how to reach me. I think most people do, Jody@lesbiangetaways.com. And I'll try to put all the resources on the Egypt
Yes.
page, all the
Hmm.
links. I'll put the recording here if you need to watch it from the beginning, if you missed any of it. And if you have any questions, and Katya, love you. I'm so excited.
Thank you. Yeah,
I'm
so
just
am I.
excited. You know, the destination is part of everything, of course, but I think having leaders that are inspiring and knowledgeable and
Hmm.
guides is so important. And I'm really excited. I think we're going to make a great team.
Yes, so am I. So am I, my
Yes.
dear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Any last comments, questions, anything?
No, thank you very much
Okay,
for
thanks
all
for
of
coming,
this.
friends.
Oh, I bring a couple of bowls with me. I do bring bowls and my tuning forks, and I bring a few things and some chimes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
let me keep me posted, and
Yes.
I will send something out. Uh, I'll
We
send something
can't
out.
see you. Your
Oh,
video's off.
oh,
Yeah.
you're right. I did. That's right.
Okay.
I
Good.
will send out, you're all on the newsletter now. So when we open the trip, I'll send out an announcement,
Yes.
everybody, so
Okay.
you'll know.
Good.
And I'll also just, if you check back onto the Egypt page, if you have any questions or need anything, I'm around.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone. Take
Thanks,
care.
everybody.
Thank you very
Thank you so
much.
much.
Good night.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
thanks for your
Bye.
questions.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.